Okay, so I'm just gonna run you guys through how to use the management interface of the scheduler. So just went to the normal URL and then you can use the management interface link. You can only access the management interface on the CT Leads account. So if you try and do it from your other accounts, it won't work unless you go and change the HT access files, but I would just say leave those alone for now. So the first thing that you guys need to know about is staff. So you can see everyone that is listed. And if you were to select someone, you can see all the information that you have to add for each person. So I would say if you're adding a new staff, you should go through and just open on one tab the old person, like someone that already exists, and then start adding the new person. All you have to do is click the create new staff member, and it'll give you all the things that you need. So for the employee ID, you guys don't actually have to use an active employee ID. You just need to put in, I think, a 9-digit number and full name. It should be their last name, comma, first name. And then you can pick initials for them. It doesn't really matter. Make sure you put the correct UWNet ID. And then make sure to add all the jobs in so that they can all take different jobs when they have shift requests. And then the effective date and pay is also just input something in. It should be fine. And then class status, you would want to click undergrad. So the other thing is that after you add someone, you have to go to eligibility and modify the selected eligibility. You have to first select the period. So select the period, modify the selected eligibility, but it should be on one of these. I'm not exactly sure since this is one that already exists, but you want to make sure to select force student status and then save all tabs. If you don't do that, then the scheduler won't work for them. So that's how you would go about setting up a new staff member. I think everything else is fine. You see here, there's a few things that you can edit. So then, the other things that you guys need about is locations. So you can see here, we already have locations. You should never really have to make another location. But if you do, you would have to first make a job. Because as you can see, a location needs to have a job associated with it. So can modify some information. There's not really much to do. You actually may have to make a location first and then make a job, but I'm pretty sure it's make a job first and then location. But like I said, you guys should never really have to do it. If you go to jobs, you can see the different ones, and you can see that everyone should be listed here. If they're not, then you would need to go into their own student profile and make sure that you add them in. Creating a new job is pretty simple. So actually, yeah, if you want to create a new job, then you would want to create the location first so that you can select the correct location when you add it. So location can have multiple jobs, but a job can only be associated with one location. And then just click student. Job ID should be fine. Email, just use the CT Leads email. Okay, so that's location and jobs. There's also periods. So if you were to create a new schedule, you would have to create a period first. So create a period looks like this if it were to load. So you can see all the information that you need to know about them. And then this is where you would manage the scheduling classes in the priority windows, which I can set up after I give a brief run through of everything. Pay periods is pretty much anything you ever need to touch. Templates, you actually might want to modify the templates because I think we have changed the default number of people on shift now, that there's been more people. But if you look at one of these, you would select it and then you click modify this template shift, and then you can see like we have the 2 and then the 3s. So you guys might want to change that to 4 because I think it's now more people usually. If you want to create a new one, you would just go to create new, you name it, and then you would see the same view and you'd be able to select how many like shifts you want on each one. So if you were to create a new schedule, you gotta make sure your template's set. Then you gotta set up your period, and then you gotta go to schedule, and then you would create a new schedule, and you would see the schedule name, select your template, and select your period. So that's why you have to do it in that order. If you just want to see the current schedule, select it, and then select the right one, and then you can see some information. You wouldn't really use that though. Yeah, I think that's basically all information about the interface itself. I will set up a test or just like kind of an example schedule for you guys so you guys can hopefully follow this in the future and be able to do it. So let's go to periods and let's create a new period. So test. I guess I'll name it Stephanie test so you guys know what this was for. Maybe Stephanie example is more relevant. Okay, so let's select quarter, start date. I don't think you can have multiple running at the same time. So, I think I'll just set one for next year, and then you guys can go in and delete that, I think, or you could just probably use it, I guess. Hopefully we can just delete it. I'm just gonna set one for like the next year on June 21st. Then it'll end on June 27th. Let's just do that. So, save all tabs. So, we set up the period. And then so the next thing we have to do is go into schedules, and then we gotta create a new schedule. So, Stephanie test, or example, whatever I named it. So, we're gonna select just LMS quarter, and then select the period, and then leave it blank to set to today. So then save all tabs. So now we have that set up. So if you were to go to perform scheduling and you were to pick a year ahead of time, you would see that it's open and that you could actually schedule for it. And you'd see the amount of shifts depending on whatever template I chose. So looks like I chose I didn't choose a quarter template because the numbers don't match up. So just make sure you choose the right template. So let's go back. Refresh the page just in case. Oh, okay. I probably should have gone onto here, actually. Okay, so we've set up our period, we set up a schedule using a template that was already set up. But like I said, you guys might want to go and edit those. And then now you want to go to the period and we want to set up a scheduling pass. So a scheduling pass is determined by the amount of hours that can go in each pass. So let's say you want to let, every level in our org schedule 8 hours minimum, you would put them all in a pass. But then you would do different priority windows to let each hierarchy or each level, like each consultant, senior, whatever, schedule on their own. So let's just add a pass. So pass 1, 8 hours. Start date. Make sure you are in the right day. And then let's make it 12 a.m. and then end date, let's make it 24th. Okay. And then min 0, max 8. Save all tabs. Okay. So now, if you go here, you see that everything's been set up, and now you can also have the option to send out email notifications. So let's do 10 hours beforehand. And then you also have delete pass. So save all tabs again. And then we can add a second pass. So pass 2, 12 hours. And then make sure we don't collide with that. So could be then until here. Min 8, max 12. Okay. So then save all tabs. No. Okay, I guess that was too close, so it overlapped. So Let's try that again. So let's just pick the next day. Oh, sorry, yeah, it would have been the next day. I selected the wrong date. Okay, and then here is the 28th, and then min 8, max 12, save. Okay, and then once again, you can select these, save them. Okay, so now you have the major passes, but you want to go to manage priority windows. And luckily, I chose to do this on Firefox, because if you don't do it on Firefox, you can't actually see who's part of each group. So let's add a priority window. They have default set in. We'll just make this the 21st. So that's like a day's worth. And you can also send out an email, say 12 hours, or I guess. And then it doesn't really matter because everyone should be part of every group. And then let's create 2 more priority windows after that. So save all tabs. So you should see 7 a.m. to 11 p.m., 22, 7 a.m. to... So this could be your admin group, your senior group, and then it could be the consultant group and then the commenter group. So you can select a group, admin, and then we're going to select everyone at the top. They're all just seniors. You can put them in. Save all tabs. You can add the rest of the group. So let's just say up to here is consultants. Add them in. And then do that. You can select them all by using Shift and then add them in for the commenters or student assistants. Save all tabs. And then now you have all of them set for past 1. Fortunately for past 2, you'd have to just reset everything up again. So 5th, then 2 more after this, I guess. Send out email. 10 hours. Save all tabs. Okay, make sure you go to past 2. And I guess something went wrong because it didn't work. 25. Oh, this is why. So make sure the year's correct. It shouldn't ever be an issue. It's just with this test. It's not being okay with this. Go. Okay, I guess you can only add it this way. So make sure you use the calendar. Let's try this for the last time. Okay, it's still not working. That's strange. Okay, so guess it will let you save the wrong year for a pass, but it doesn't let you make the priority window correct. Okay, so that's fixed now. So now we should be able to add something for priority window 2. And let's try and create 2 more. Make sure to set the emails up. Select job. Save all tabs. Okay, I think it doesn't let you add the last pass because the period for the, or last window, the period for the pass ended already. So, whatever, it's okay. We have 2 set up, and it's the same thing. You just select them, move them over, then you select the rest, move them over, save. Okay, so now you have a schedule that is set up with passes and windows so that each console level schedule. You can also go ahead and go into it and perform scheduling yourself. So if someone needs help and they can't schedule something, you would go in and fix these. And for some reason now it's actually showing the correct template. I might have been, oh, never mind. We were looking at Sunday before, so that's why it was showing the template with 2 spots. So I think that is all that you guys really need. I'm sure if you click around, you can figure anything else out. Actually, wait, no, there is more that you guys need to know. So let's say that you guys wanted to add more and you already created the scheduler, so you can't go back and edit the template because it won't propagate out into here. You would have to go to options and turn this on. And in order to get out of this menu box, you have to click options again. So then now you can go here and add or remove shifts. So see, it removes, you can add shifts. And then you can go back and schedule staff. So view another date, let's view another date. Add shift form is another way. Instead of wanting to use this option of adding, you could just select a job, make it filled, or select a staff, and you can just add it in, and then when you save all, it will just add another shift with the person actually already scheduled. Or you can go here and add a couple using these, and then add the person in after. But if you do it this way, if you add shifts or remove shifts using these buttons, you have to save it all before you add another person in, because if you do both at the same time, it won't work. There's just some other information that these turn on and off. It's not really, I don't think you ever really use any other ones, but I guess if you actually are on this view, you'd see what the differences are. So you can leave that alone. Legend, it's pretty clear how Scheduler looks and works. And Schedule Manager just brings you back to the original homepage. I think that's it. If you guys have questions, you can always message me. I think that this is pretty much all you need to know. And like I said, you can just click around and try things out yourself.